We often wonder where all of our money goes, and if we don't pay ourselves first, we can fall into the trap of spending all of our money with nothing left to save. Today we look at understanding spending smarter. Diraj, tell us, how can society lead us to a spending culture?
Well, as you know, Dubai being a cosmopolitan city, you can compare that city with other cities in the world such as New York, Paris, London, and the lifestyle that's lived by the society over here, it's very lavish. And a lot of people, they get dragged into the culture when they see surroundings around them, and they feel that they want to be a part of it. So
And that's easy to do, right?
Right, exactly. So it's a very quick process. As soon as you're part of the city, you get part of the culture. The other reason being is the inflation too. In Dubai, things keep getting expensive day by day, so the expenses keep rising.
You're right. It's so easy to be spending, especially here in Dubai. How is it that we actually people get addicted to spending?
Well, there are different kind of addictions in this world, and spending is one of the most severe addictions in this day and age, in this generation. So it's just a realization. A lot of people, they feel shopping, for example, gives them a psychological satisfaction, and then they continue their habits, and gradually that satisfaction leads into an addiction. And when people feel comfortable when they are spending, they're getting what they want. So it becomes very difficult to resist that kind of an addiction, and they don't realize it unless somebody really comes and points it out that, hey, that you're actually getting addicted to your shopping and your expenses, for example.
So we hear so many different types of terms, especially in finance and especially in spending. Today, tell us, what is financial infidelity?
Well, financial infidelity, basically, it's a very secretive act of spending. What happens is, for example, a wife having a secret account for her own expenses, and that is not disclosed to her husband, for example, and vice versa. And there could be several reasons to do that. Guilty conscience, they don't want to share the information, they want to have something on the side. There's very less transparency between their spouse of letting them know what they're actually doing and having some secret funds on the side. But that's what really financial infidelity means.
And what's the danger of that?
There are a few disadvantages to it. For example, the money that you have put on that secret account, you could actually use that money for your savings and in case of emergency. So in case of when you really need to have those funds, in case of when you have something that's coming up unexpected, you could actually be using those funds towards that. So it's very important to have everything disclosed with your partner, so they know what actually funds you have in hand. So the financial infidelity also applies to themselves when they feel that they're not they're not taking care, or they're not doing the right thing with their expenses, so they get that feeling that they're it also applies towards them. And when you're not being honest to yourself, you start getting into that debt cycle.
What can people actually do if they recognize that they have a spending problem?
There are quite a few things someone can actually put in place to change those habits. When a lot of people, as I said, Dubai is one of the cities where it's very easy to spend your money, and it's hard to resist the temptation, especially considering your surroundings. Budgeting would be a key. All the finances start with budgeting, so if a person needs to check their budget will keep your finances in check. That's one of the ways of doing it. And the other way would be to seek professional advice, where we can sit down with a professional who can lay things down on a piece of paper, plan a strategy, and then basically execute it. These are two different ways how you can actually make that happen.
And I guess the obvious is spending less than you earn.
Right, definitely. That's the key. As I said, budgeting controls everything. If you have a budget in place, if you have a proper budget in place, you will know how to utilize your funds. So an example would be, somebody who's not able to manage their credit cards. There are a lot of people I know on personal level where their credit card spending goes way overboard, and the reason being is that you do not see an auto debit or a deduction from your bank account. You don't see cash getting out of your wallet. So in those cases, you can actually put those credit cards on the side and just withdraw cash per week and just stick to your cash. So you'll have a better judgment on your finances.
So you can chop up your credit cards.
Yeah, if you have to do that, you should.
Yeah. Again, we hear so many different terms, and one we come across often, especially in the spending patterns, is paying yourself first. Can you tell us, what does that really mean?
Well, paying yourself, what it really means is all about prioritizing your expenses. Now, for example, the income that you make, you must be saving a minimum of 10% of your income before you even think of spending a single dirham in Dubai. Once you save that, the first 10%, the remaining 90%, your second priority should be taking care of your fixed expenses, your household expenses, for example, rent, mortgages, your kids' schooling fees, all these expenses. Once you are done with those expenses, the remaining funds that you have, you could actually use that towards your entertainment. So basically prioritizing your expenses, prioritizing your income and how to use your income, that's what it really means.
And I know some of the richest people on the planet sort of advocate this the whole time, pay yourself first.
Right, exactly. And a lot of people, it's kind of a phrase where a lot of people don't understand what it really means, but what it actually is that, using your money, utilizing your funds in the best possible manner.
Guess it does what it says on the tin, right?
Right, exactly.
Whether as individuals we recognize it or not, we do have to plan for our future. Understanding how money works is a great start to empower yourself to be financially free.